Maybe.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Polish American Brotherhood. Thanks for joining us on our live stream. I'm joined by my fellow teammates and your friends from the Polish Brotherhood. My name is Tara, and I'm back here with my dad.
Marian Szczepański. And we're going to discuss with Tara today not only America, but also Poland. Mostly we want to discuss latest what the Trump doing on the tariffs to other countries and see what's going to come up. Right, Tara?
Absolutely. I mean, the market's been kind of going crazy now. And Trump had announced that there were going to be the universal tariffs, and then he put a 90-day pause. And for about like what 75 countries. What are your thoughts on the tariffs? Do you think what's the end game?
Well, the beginning is always unpredictable, but our president, Trump, he's very hard on the other countries who taking advantage of United States for many, many years. And now he tried to show the other countries, hey, don't fool us. We will get you. And the first thing, what he doing, the big tariffs now on China, Canada, Europe. And
where are we at with the China tariffs? I heard it's like 145% now.
Well, actually, it starts from 10% on Chinese goods, but then China tried to get even and raise the price tariffs also for the United States. So President Trump, he's not worried about it. Raise up to 50%. Then China raised up again. And then our president raised up to 100%.
It started off, I believe, with 34, with the 10%, then the 34%, which is what they were charging. And then he had issued a warning for anybody who was doing reciprocal tariffs, not reciprocal, so retaliatory tariffs, that he would then match that. So then he since China retaliated with increasing by 34%, Trump put in 50%, and the number just keeps climbing. And I believe today we're at like 145%. Yeah. But what are your thoughts about, because like a lot of American businesses do a lot of imports from China. So basically with this effect, I mean, the inventory for a lot of stores are going to be like going belly up just overnight.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it because let's say like Japan and Korea getting smart and try to talk to President Trump now. So it seems like it works. And even the price is going to go up, but America going to gain on these deals, especially, like from Germany, there is a lot of cars coming here, but they don't take our cars, so they raise the price too. And I think 100% too.
Yeah, so any country that's trying to do retaliatory tariffs back at America, Trump, our president, is not going to be backing down. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody who's participating in the chat. So please drop a comment and help participate and facilitate in our conversation today. So, hey, what's up, Devon? And always great to see you, Unapologetic American. And yeah, so guys, go ahead and drop some chats. We are still like in pilot mode because after almost like a 2-year hiatus of doing the live streaming, I'm still like testing stuff out. So be sure to please provide me some feedback if there's any echo issues or if there's any sound issues. If you can't hear Dad, then be sure to give me that feedback so I can also do tech support. Eventually, the show's gonna like get better and better, and we're gonna be inviting guests to be joining us as well.
Well, we're going to gain on those tariffs, especially that President Trump is not dumb. He already prepared for any move what the other country is doing. He's always ahead with them. Like Canada thinks Canada thinks they can win, but he's already prepared with Brazil and Mexico to bring the stuff what America needs. So Canada have no chance to beat America.
Well, what are your thoughts about that? You used to be Canadian. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I used to be a Canadian citizen also. I love Canada, but, the thing it is, what is not fair is not fair. And all what President Trump tried to do, bring those countries which was taking advantage of America, come and talk to us. Because before, they didn't bother. They've been taking all the advantages of America, and they didn't want to talk to us, to United States. Now, President Trump getting tough. We're going to show you what United States can do. And we are the biggest economy in the world, okay? Every country in the world wants to get on the American market. So eventually, we're going to be the winner. And we're going to show countries like... like Canada or Europe, that that President Trump is the boss, and they have to listen to him.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of the countries we run a trade deficit with them, except for Australia. I mean, like I understand the concept. He started off with like the universal tariffs, and then allowed countries to come to him to negotiate the rates down. Universal tariffs on a surface level doesn't really make sense. While I was in New York City, I learned about the penguins. These are a lot of protesters that had signs up of penguins. So evidently there's an island that is basically uninhabited, doesn't have any kind of export, and it's just like scientists with the penguins that are there, and that country also is on the tariff list. But with like it makes sense that he's going to have everybody come to him to then negotiate, so that way we can handle the national deficit and even out the tariffs that all the other countries have imposed upon the U.S. because this has led for manufacturing jobs to have left, and it's better for like the goods to be made here in the USA.
Well, we know most of the people in the United States supporting President Trump, but on every day we have to show him our support. That makes him stronger, seeing us that we are with him, and that gives him more power. That United States citizen are stick with him, and every think what is he doing, he's doing right thing. If it comes to the immigration, I really support him, because no illegals can come to this country, do crime, and be not punished for it, okay? So we don't want the illegals. They have to go through those papers work like everybody do, not just hiding someplace and be like parasites for the United States.
Absolutely. Shout out to Project M Theory for joining us here into the chats. Hey, PB, Snooks, always good to see you as well.
Yeah, they've been asking me that she hopes I feel better. Yeah, my pressure, I'm working on it. I try to eat better food, healthy food.
Yeah,
and
I came back and all my collagen supplements seem to have disappeared. What did you learn about collagen?
Well, I learned that it helps a little bit, and probably to lower the blood pressure and this. So tried everything, to get better, so I can go back to gym and do my weights and stuff like that. As you know, I'm 76 years old and I'm still ticking. So I try to help my children to go forward with their lives so they can still support President Trump, and find out if we can do my projects. Like I mentioned, I told you I'm going to mention every time we on air that I will mention about my project. So maybe eventually it will go to Elon Musk, and I can talk to him, because my project really make America great. And without my project, we're never going to achieve MAGA. So,
for those of us who are joining today who don't know about your project, would you like to give us a brief synopsis about it?
well, those who doesn't know, my project, it is to solve the retirees' problems. Once you retire, you should have a decent life and not worry about if your money run away, because everybody is scaring you. What you are worried more about, to die or your money will run away? And everybody says my money will run away. That's what I'm worried. So in my project, retirees who work hard, don't have a criminal record, they never gonna be worried about that the money will run away from them. They're gonna get a decent life, because American working really hard, and they deserve to have better life when they retire.
Okay, that also brings up an interesting point with the project being with the retirees. Now, because of the market doing everything that it's doing right now in the stock market, the hardest hit individuals are going to be your boomers and those who are in retirement, who rely on their 401ks to be basically have it right now. Like their budget is being slashed about that. Like, how do you feel? Like when I was out at the protest, it was mostly boomers. It was mostly old people. So your retirees, people who are probably most vulnerable at this moment with the side effects of the tariffs and the market jumps is going to be those who are immediately retiring right now, because now they're seeing their retirement funds severely affected.
Well, I wouldn't worry about the market because the people who has the most money, the rich people, they know how to put for a while in a safe, and then when the opportunity will come, they're gonna invest again. Whatever goes down has to go up. Whatever goes up has to go down. That always was in a market like that. So I wouldn't worry about that for short time. The market going down, but just think, if you have all your saving through your life, you work hard, and now all that saving because of the inflation lost half of the money. You don't feel it maybe, but you lost half of the money. You have 100,000, maybe you save, and now at the 100,000 before Joe Biden took the office, now it's worth only maybe 50,000, maybe not even that, because the price is going up, and you don't see that you're gaining any money on those saving. So that's why I come with my project, which right now I'm not getting any answer from Elon Musk or President Trump, but hopefully when I'm sending him the letters every week, that letter, maybe eventually they're going to start pay attention, and we're going to solve the problem for the retirees, because that's project, like I said, is going to make MAGA. Without my project, they're never going to be MAGA.
The going to another side point as it comes to like people who are retiring and how they, like those who are currently retiring, and also like the boomers who are retired are the ones who are, probably feeling it the most from the volatility of the market and everything. But in terms of like a long run strategy, you can see that this is really a prioritization of the youth, Gen Z and millennials, like with the present economy and inflation and everything, it makes it severely hard to be like owning a house. So you have your Gen Zers who are just starting their young adult lives. This is the time period that they should be like looking into buying houses, but yet among Gen Z, like 1 of 4 own houses, only 3 of 4 millennials own houses, and very like of Gen Z, they're like not even on the spreadsheet of percentage wise for owning any hold within the stock markets. So that's the thing when and I agree with you to prioritize from your perspective about the retirees and everything. But that's a difference that we're seeing from Trump's approach to America, is an investment into the youth by bringing in the manufacturing jobs, by bringing in different types of commerce into the USA. This will like it. I feel like the long end road is going to be a investment into the youth, which when you have the elderly and the youth of a country, the knowledge needs to be bestowed upon the youth, knowledge transfer, and then also the investment into the youth. So if they have it very hard to be buying something as simple as a house in order to stabilize themselves, because on average most people are not going to want to start families when they don't even have the stability of having a place to live for themselves, to then be able to provide a household for their kids.
Well, just imagine you're saving all your life the money, and now let's say your spouse will die when you retire, and you have big taxes to pay for the house you cannot afford. The taxes are so high, and that's what the tariffs might help. That more money we're going to bring to our country, then maybe we can lower the taxes. And like I said, Mr. Trump doing everything to bring the money, to bring the jobs to America. And another thing, the technology is going so fast that when the robots going to take over the jobs, then a lot of people are going to be in trouble. That's what I think, they're not going to need so many people. So more jobs the tariffs going to bring to United States, the better there is, And President Trump has the right tools to make those other companies which move out from United States because it was cheaper labor. Eventually, they have to bring that jobs back to United States. A lot of already jobs was lost in Canada because all the people which invest in Canada, they now bringing back to United States. So we're doing good. Hopefully, President Trump stay good and press up to make America great again.
I'd like to highlight one of the comments that BP had put into the chat about his property taxes going up, because like even if you own your house and your mortgage is paid off but you still have property taxes to be paying on it. It's, if Kamala had it her way, then people would have been taxed on the unearned the unearned income from that. So if your property was worth $100,000 and then it jumps, I'm making fictitious numbers up, jumps up to $200,000, and it's not like you sold that property, that unearned income would also be taxed. So that was such a crazy proposal that Kamala had in her part of her promises made, promises kept campaign.
Well, one thing on property taxes, DeSantis first came up that we don't have to pay the taxes, okay? But the thing is that property taxes go to the county, which pays for the school and stuff. So some of the money has to be paid on taxes, but government can also help to lower the taxes. And that would be probably the best idea. Okay, I don't know how you can figure out that you bought the house, let's say, for 100,000, and now your house is 500,000, so you pay 1%. That's a lot of money to raise the taxes, but actually the 100,000 is the same money what is now 500,000 because of the inflation, And you pay bigger taxes, but your money is not that much worth anymore. So that's why we have to lower the taxes or build some kind of project for the retirees that they can easily live without worries about that they can afford things which they deserve after so many years of working.
So, Dad, why the glasses? Why are you wearing glasses?
I like it, my eyes, I like I said, my health getting improved, but still my eyes don't look good, and I have a problem with my denture, as you notice, and because of my high blood pressure, that dentists don't want to do my dentures, so I'm in trouble a little bit. But
you got to take care. You got to take care of that, because somebody has a goal of living to 150, right?
Say that again.
Well, it's not my goal to live to 150 years old, but as I recall, you were expressing that your goal is to live to 150.
Well, I express that to life as long as I can, because I don't think my project can be achieved in a short time. So, in a way, when I'm going to say I want to live 150, right, it keeps me going. Because some people say, oh, I'm going to die tomorrow, so what's worth to do anything? But I want to still do something for America. I love this country. This is the greatest country. And I'm happy that my children got born here and they live in this country, because I came from Poland, from poor country, when I was over there, I didn't think that I was so poor, but now when I look back, well, I lost a lot of not be born in America or living in America earlier. So thanks God I'm in America. Thanks God also we have President Trump. Thanks God we have Elon Musk, the biggest visionary. I believe in God, okay? And I know the God will be good for America, because to to this time, God always was good, even for a short time, try to show American people, appreciate a little bit what we got here. You know, even we got once in a while a bad president like Joe Biden, but at least we got now President Trump. So that's what we have to appreciate, because without having bad things, we never appreciate the good things.
Absolutely. And since you're adding the sunglasses to your style now, actually, I'm going to play a video.
Okay.
No, you can keep them on, Dad.
I can keep it.
You can keep it on. We're gonna invest in getting you some fitted sunglasses, so that way you look ultra cool. That way you got ultra MAGA gear on, so we're gonna have you look ultra cool.
I have double glasses because without the first glasses I couldn't see. So both of them, I'm okay. I can still read whatever you are writing to me, guys. And
so I'm gonna go ahead.
I feel good with my sunglasses.
Yeah, and that's why
we're sorry, guys, if you don't like it.
No. You've gotten everybody's thumbs up in the chat that to keep the sunglasses. I think you look like the Polish mafia. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the video that you posted yesterday, and then you can talk about like what's well, they can listen to the video to see the message, but you can expand upon what's going on in Poland. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that up.
Marian Szczepański from Polish American Brotherhood. Appeal to Polonia. May 18 will be election in Poland. Polish people will decide who will be in charge of our dear country. Polonia helped President Trump. Now we can help to vote for Karol Nawrocki. From this election, we will have sovereignty or we will be under German rule. All Polish patriots will vote for Karol Nawrocki. He will give back Poland to Polish people. God will help us and protect Poland from German Nazis. Marian Szczepański from Polish American Brotherhood.
Okay, I'll go ahead and cut us off there for our non-Polish speakers. It's the same video, same message repeated for our Polish family, for a Polish-speaking family, because I don't speak Polish, but I'm still Polish family.
Yeah, I make the video because now is the election in Poland, and we want the right person to win the presidency in Poland. It will be May 18, and you know Polonia is a Polish people living in America or all over the world, and the Polish people help actually to win President Trump presidency, and now we want the Polonia, because anybody who have Polish passport can vote for Polish presidents. And the thing it is, if we're not going to get the right president, Poland is gone. And this president is a great man. He loves Poland and he loves America. And he's very in support of President Trump. So that will be good for America and Poland if the Polish people with a Polish passport come up and vote for this president. What you saw it on the video.
So if anybody is joining us from Poland and able to vote in the upcoming elections, you know who we support and who you should be supporting as well.
Yeah, Karol, Nawrocki is a great man. He doesn't come from any party. He's a citizen of all Polish people. So this is great man that he can win the election. And it seems like Polish people support him, but we have a lot of from outside country, not that much friendly to Poland. I think, we actually now rid of it of the Eastern country with Putin, but we have also kind of enemy on the west side of Poland, and there is a lot of money going from that country to make mess in Poland. So hopefully United States in a way going to support also the new president, especially Polish people in Chicago, New York, all the northeast. There is a lot of Polish people. So hopefully they will support and vote for Karol Nawrocki. If anybody understands that name, I'm sure if you cannot pronounce my name, you cannot pronounce his name.
So we got some plans tomorrow. We're going to be heading up another Tesla takedown protest over in Cocoa Beach. We will be joined by the one and only Adam Francisco as well. So we'll be going out to that. Dad's going to be going out in his MAGA hat as well over to talk to his fellow boomers. We're going to go and interview them and see what's up. So this past weekend I was in New York City, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up that video as well, so we can watch that all together. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's posted on the Ground with Tara. So on my journalism YouTube, you'll be able to watch that video, or stay tuned and you're going to watch it with us now. So what are your thoughts about going to a Tesla protest, Dad?
I love to, especially that your friend Adam Francisco, he's going to, and we're gonna wear the Make America Great Again, hat. So I don't know how they're gonna look at us, but we want to show that there are people who supporting President Trump, and they're not scared of them, because actually I don't understand who those people are. I'm sure they are paying, somebody paying them to go over there, because to this time when I noticed those people are not really want to talk to us when we ask them simple questions. So I'm glad to go over there and check out what really they are. If maybe we can ask them what do they like about America, and why do they coming and protest about Tesla? I mean, Tesla is a good car, it's a car of the future. And why they protesting? I'm sure they're gonna say, "Oh, we don't like Elon Musk," but he's the biggest visionary, and he wants to good for America.
And it's pretty interesting because it's an electric vehicle. So Biden had put an executive order to make all the government cars to be electric vehicles, and now you have the liberals and the leftists who are protesting against an electric vehicle company that has been geared towards, saving the environment per electric vehicle standards. Though, when you look into where the lithium is mined in Iran, and then the batteries are made in China, you gotta wonder how much. But I do agree, Tesla is a great American company. So I'd like to highlight a question that Pamela Rose has before we go over and dive into the protest video from this past weekend in New York City. So Pamela is asking about, how do you feel about how Poland is dealing with the illegal migrant problem? She supports Poland 100%. How do you feel about Poland's approach to dealing with migration?
It doesn't matter that the illegal is illegal, okay? And if they come to richer country, because mostly they economical, they coming here, or we have another one which just come to make easy money, like Germany have good social, and they're coming for that social. Most of them, they don't want to work, they want to just collect the social. But to get over there, the easy way it is to go through the Polish border, which is with Belarus, and the president of Belarus giving everybody visa who wants to come and cross the border to Poland, and this way they can just go to Germany. And Germany, what they doing? Some of them who are criminals or they don't like them, they should bring them back to Poland and leave the problem to Poland. And Poland is in big trouble So Polish people are against it because they worry, it's a different in America also that we have people from all over the countries, okay? But in Poland, it's mostly Polish people. And now from another country, when they look different, Polish people are afraid to go now on the streets, especially they worry about the children and stuff like that. And especially that they find out that some of them, they very violent immigrants, and Poland is in trouble because the government, what we have now, Prime Minister, he's pro-German, and he allowed to Poland all the immigrants which are thrown out from Germany to stay in Poland. Well, basically they don't stay that long anyway in Poland because they go back to Germany. So I don't know, but we love to help people. I love to help people. I love the immigrants comes, but go do the legal way.
Yeah, just because you love to help people doesn't mean you also let everybody in your houses have doors the way our border should have a wall.
Yeah, if somebody have a good education, America still need good people, because America is so big, and they can accommodate a lot of people. But we don't want those who bring drugs to America or do stuff illegal. That's bad. And, we can keep discussing this thing, but we got a president who went to action, and anybody who got in trouble with American law, they are deported.
Absolutely. So, Dad, I'm going to go ahead and play the video of this weekend's protest. So if you want to hear it, you're going to have to put on your headset, okay?
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm okay with
it. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that on then. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is On the Ground with Tara, and today we are at the Hands Off New York rally in New York City. So let's talk to New Yorkers and find out why they are saying hands off New York. Democracy looks like. This is what 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 democracy looks like. What are your reasons for coming out to today's protest?
Democracy is dying, and I'm not going to let it on my watch.
What are your biggest concerns about the direction America is going in?
That people don't care and have empathy anymore, and we are choosing profit over people.
How do you think we can improve the situation?
I think more people have to show up to stuff like this. Everyone has to show up in their own way.
What are your thoughts about today's protest?
I think this is the beginning of a resistance, but I think we have to take it further. We have to divest, and we have to never stop screaming about this. We can't get used to this shit.
What message do you have for Donald Trump?
Fuck you, man!
Yeah, that's the thing. It was quite a common theme for when I was interviewing people, that was their message directly to him. I mean, personally, even if I were talking to President Biden, I would still address him with respect and not tell him to F whatever. I would probably talk about the issues and my concerns as opposed to cursing him out. I mean, you get a little bit more, what's the saying? You attract bees with honey or ants with honey. You get what I'm saying. But trigger warning or whatever, there's quite a bit of cursing around here. So you can see what democracy looks like from the streets of New York.
One thing what I see those people, okay, for me, they seem very weird, weird. I'm not want to call them stupid, but sometimes they have the stupid signs, which I don't understand even what they mean, but the way they behave,
there were a lot of signs. After I played the video, I'm going to bring up some of the photos that I had took of more of the signs, and that's what the party of love and acceptance and tolerance looks like, right? Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah. Right. Reminds me of fuck Donald Trump. Yeah. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah.
very violent speech. They understand that don't do much anybody. And you can tell this is not the patriots. When you in this country, I'm not saying that everybody have to be patriots, but for the good what we're getting here, for the good what we getting here, I mean, you should be respectful. You don't come to this country and try to make your point that you don't like something. I mean, you don't like Tesla? Well, tough luck. Maybe you don't like Honda? Tough luck.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the signs were calls for violence, such as this one that we're looking at right now. Should I punch a fascist in the face? First of all, they can't even define what a fascist is or what one looks like, nonetheless. So it's like, okay, punch a fascist in the face. They don't even know how to define what fascism is, let alone what a girl is.
I'm here to protest trans rights. That's been a rollback on trans rights in this country. That has been horrific, top to bottom, front to back, and we're fighting back. So
this is fascism again, is democracy. Well, if you got some fascists, I would say in America, that used to be during the Joe Biden Antifa. You know, they call it themselves Antifa, but they really at the point being fascist.
Absolutely. And Snooks has I'm still kind of sick, guys. It was raining during this entire protest and I was trying to protect the gear at the same time. So it was quite a bit to get this video dropped. Oh gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Yes, so Snooks, you were saying that it's mostly boomers that are out there. There was no violence that I had witnessed, no fights or anything. The signs did have calls for violence, and there were like effigies of like Trump burning and inappropriate things like that. But there were tens of thousands at this protest, and I didn't witness any violence. So this person here is a trans person. Most of the time they're saying, oh, I'm concerned for trans people losing their rights. I'm concerned about women losing their rights. But often they can't even define what those rights are that they're losing.
Yeah, trans rights are human rights, and we're going to win this fight.
They're not violent because they know if they do something wrong, they will go to jail. So they're smart enough not to do the violence. But look at during the Biden administration, the Antifa, how much damage they did. You know, how many cities they destroy, and basically they not get too much punishment. You know, and Biden administration just kind of protect them. You know. So that was bad, but at least this time, you know, they don't do that much violence. You know, at least that's what we see.
It was the boomers that were mostly there. So as you look at the footage of the crowd, it's mostly boomers. I want to highlight Pamela Rose's comment about political activism is not protected speech, and that's something we can see with the crackdown that's been going on with the university students who are in the process of being deported, who were identified as conflicts, terrorism conflicts by their support for Hamas. And so I would agree with you that political activism is not protected speech.
So what if you coming to the United States from another country and you try to organize some protest which is against the American interest, you shouldn't be in America.
Yeah, I think that if the government knew when they were issuing those visas out that the person came to be leading protests that would then turn violent, which the campus protests did turn violent against the police, and there was anti-Semitism on the campuses, the way they were blocking students from attending class. You can't do that. And then also when the police had come in, that turned definitely violent. So the leaders of those protests do need to be held accountable. So I'll go ahead and continue now.
Hands off our future! 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 Hands off our future!
It's not right because have no actually good view of the things happening in the country about politics. You can educate them once they be in the age of 18. They can probably try to prove their point.
Oh, this
But
is another interesting like costume that we saw. So I had to ask them what exactly.
What brings you out to today's rally? What messages are you sending out to Donald Trump?
I think the parents never should use the children for making their points.
Do you feel the same when on the Patriot side, on the MAGA side, that children are brought out to a Trump rally, or is that different? Do you see a difference there?
Well, it happened in Poland too, and the parents start bringing children, even 5, 6 years old. What the children knows about politics? Nothing yet.
Yeah, kids should be kids.
And they give them the sign. They don't even know how to read that sign.
It's interesting that at the time that I went to school, which I'm 21 forever, but at the time that I had gone to school in elementary school, which was like over 30 years ago, we were taught civics. We were taught about how the government worked and how, from a age appropriate, digestible standpoint, but we had civic education, and that's something that has been education that has been removed from our schools. So I think we need to be bringing back civics classes. I think we need to be bringing back home ec. I think we need to be bringing back woodshop, all of these actual life skills. And something that I would like to see in the curriculum today is like financial responsibility and really know how to like handle your life. So going back to the protest video, so we got 3 women who are dressed up as fingers, and you can see that their heads are in the middle of the hand. So you can figure that one out.
You should be in prison. Are you recording? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's got to go. Yeah, they have to go.
What are your reasons for coming out to today's protest?
We're protesting what's going on now in our democracy.
Tariffs?
Tariffs would be my number one reason. A belief in democracy, freedom of speech, not arresting students with green cards. I mean, the list is so long.
His rights. He should be in office, and it's an embarrassment to his country. We need to get.
And the guy admit that he got paid. That's why he's here.
Yeah, actually, there's some videos that are popping up on YouTube too, and you guys will, of course, search those out. But they've been like crossing over which are the main like protest main people that you can see at the protest, and you can see them from the Tesla takedown protest, then you'll see them over at the Palestinian protest, then you'll see them over at any anti-Trump protest, but it's like the professional protesters. That's pretty interesting. And then the ones that seem to be more active with blocking cameras and telling people like, oh, don't do interviews. There's a common theme as to who these people are.
What are some of your biggest concerns?
Everything that she said. I mean,
free elections, and not destroying the economy, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, education.
Free press.
So I had seen several of these penguins around, and I was wondering what it meant.
Institute tariffs on. There was this.
I don't know who he would support. Putin, maybe? Because, tariffs protect country.
Yeah, every other country is allowed to protect themselves except for the USA, evidently.
Island, McDonald Island, where basically it's very small number of people. They don't export anything.
Like in Poland, they call VAT. I don't know exactly what does that mean, but there was 20% of any product you buying in Poland, so everything was more expensive. I think every country in Europe had that. So if, let's say, American try to sell TV over there, that what they call VAT, that make the TV more expensive for it's the same thing like tariffs,
Yeah, the VAT tax. Tax.
And it's mainly it's uninhabited. There are
tariffs, and I'm supporting 100% President Trump that he getting tough on all the countries.
export.
Every
And yet he's
country
issuing.
who don't agree, they should come to the table, because what President Trump actually wants,
He's forcing
hey,
the negotiations.
yeah, what he wants, a dollar for dollar. If you give us bigger taxes, we're gonna give you also the bigger tariffs.
Probably without pulling the card of universal tariffs, a lot of these countries would not have come to the table. And in order to engage in diplomacy, you got to have people come to the table. So that's what example now how people criticize Trump for even having conversations with Putin. He's actually engaging in diplomacy because he wants to end this war.
Well, one thing that the other countries was making El Dorado from United States, like good milking cow, So, and now we have to stop that. We're gonna give you the tariffs that you're gonna learn a little bit lessons. Don't
mess with
treat us
America.
as a good cow.
All right.
Hey.
Tariffs against them.
So it's kind of a joke.
on penguins.
Hi, can you tell me your reasons for joining in today's protest?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this
I'm
is
with the
in
National.
New York, okay? And tomorrow we're going in the Cocoa Beach, and we see what's going on over there.
So
But funny,
this protest was basically like they put together everything. You saw Palestinian flags out there. You had a whole hodgepodge. So it was basically the overarching thing was anti-Trump, but you had the Tesla people also there and the tariff people there. So, Dad, you were talking about tomorrow's protest with Tesla?
well, Tesla is the biggest, not the biggest, but the best car factory in the world. Now, we have Tesla.
Not even Fiat? You used to work for Fiat.
Yeah, I work for Fiat, but the Fiat was on a license given to Poland, and I took advantage. I went over there to Warsaw and worked for 2 years, but 2 years working for Fiat, even if I was good pay, it was enough money to pay for the 2 weeks trip to Yugoslavia.
It's interesting. All the time I spent in Europe, I didn't see Tesla cars out there either. So they basically barred all these American cars don't make it over to Europe.
Well, we got a huge factory built close to Berlin, Tesla factory. We have another in China too. So eventually, watching sometimes Polish program, and I see Tesla in Poland. So Poland is much poorer than Germany. So I'm sure there is a lot of now Tesla in Europe.
All right, let's continue. Let's continue with the interviews.
Chinese love Tesla, but now Chinese, they have own cars which are produced much cheaper. They call BYD, and they looks very nice. I don't know if they're not gonna get to the American market too.
Well, that's the thing. You have to allow for the competition to occur for like what is the best can be out there, but with all the tariffs that other countries have put on America, it has made it very difficult for our American products to even make it out there to be in competition with the others. Okay, Dad, I'm going to go ahead and play back the video now, okay?
Mobilization for reproductive justice. We're here to say hands off our abortion rights, hands off queer and trans communities, hands off our immigrants, hands off. Yeah.
What are some of your biggest concerns for the direction America's going?
Oh God, what aren't my concerns? I'm concerned for the environment. I'm concerned for the integrity and empathy of our country. I'm concerned for the safety of our people. I'm concerned for our most vulnerable populations. I'm concerned for people of color. I'm concerned for queer people. I'm concerned for the future of all of us if we become a fascist state.
What is your message?
You would love to be able to be like, oh, please be better, but that's not a possibility for him. So go fuck yourself. You don't know what's best for our country. That's what I got.
Tell me about your sign.
Well, there's not that much to tell about. You know it's wicked.
Unpopular, incompetent. What are your reasons for coming out to today's protest?
The point was to come out here to, rally against democracy. So we're all with there.
Thank you.
And Ryan, you're right. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. Yeah, I guess some people need to go back to school to learn that one.
All right, I'm joined by Adam Francisco, who is also covering the Hands Off New York City March and rally.
That's right.
What was your takeaways from today?
Well, I think that protest was supposed to be anti-Trump and anti-Elon, mostly. But of course, every other cause was
the problem. He's doing good.
thrown into the mix. So the messaging
joining us tomorrow
is very, very muddled. What I did notice, which is a common theme with these protests, it was mostly older white people. They really need a DEI initiative for their protests. Definitely not a lot of minorities.
That is something I noticed with today's protest.
It's been across the country.
Tesla protest the other week it's mostly older individuals.
It's like these retired older boomers that have nothing better to do, so they come out to these protests.
That is?
I don't know. I don't know why these protests aren't younger. I would imagine that they would be, younger adults, and it doesn't seem to be that way. I don't know why. But I'm happy that we came. I did wear my MAGA hat, by the way. I wore this hat through the crowd.
What kind of response did you get?
No violence. So to be fair, it was peaceful, but cursed out, flipped off, weird faces at the camera, and those are all going to be my video. So if you want to see, you can check it out there. We did meet one of the board members of Planned Parenthood, who got into a debate with Savannah Craven, one of the bigger pro-life activists. That was epic and a lot of fun to witness. So it was definitely worth coming. I think we got some good content, and we're going to keep exposing these weirdos. That's why we do what we do. Got to keep exposing them.
Awesome. Adam, where can people find you?
You could find me in Tampa usually, but on the internets, Adam Francisco across all platforms, mostly YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X. So come find me.
Trump 2028.
This is going to be an interesting part of the video. So she is a ultra MAGA trans person, and you'll even hear when the guy says to her, "Excuse me, ma'am," she goes, "Don't misgender me," but she's dropping some facts. So let's continue.
Y'all didn't march with us. Y'all enjoyed watching us and making a fool. Now we're making a fool out of y'all. Y'all funny. Y'all foolish. Keep marching. Y'all march through the rain.
For emperor.
Y'all march through the snow.
I ran away
with
from
the
the
kids.
Democrat plantation.
Tomorrow, Trump's still your president, though.
So I walked away from the Democrat Party in 2018 after running for Congress as a Democrat and having the Democrats shame me because I'm transgender. The Republican Party opened their arms to me. There's no hate in the Republican Party, but we are not indoctrinated to believe that there's more than two genders. I'm transgender, I have common sense. I don't want to groom little children. Little children need to be little children. Keep the drag queens out of the story time in the libraries. Don't use tax dollars to pay for the funding of transgender surgeries. It's disgusting. The Democrats went too far to the left. They become too extreme. I don't want to call myself a radical far right, but I'm on the verge of it because the Democrats have pushed me that far. It's not a community of love and compassion and support for our country. It's this
Just
right
a
here.
reminder that
It's
there
this.
are millions of
It's
people
this
here,
right here.
and this is literally one person.
And we want you to know that I don't support Israel. I don't support Palestine. I don't support Ukraine. I don't support Russia, and I definitely don't support China. I support America. We shouldn't give any money to any of those countries.
Hi.
I'm mad
actually-
at Trump. I'm mad at Trump because he didn't do the tariffs higher.
Yeah.
I think he should do tariffs 100% to all those countries.
Please stop assaulting me,
but
ma'am.
this
You are
guy
assaulting me.
is
You're now assaulting me, ma'am. Unfortunately,
You're misgendering.
I'm an actual.
But I want you to know that they are trying to troll you. But I want you to know that I think Donald Trump is doing bad when it comes to the tariffs. That he should have did 100% tariffs on all those countries, because all those countries have been ripping this country off before I was even born. I see my family's homes. They live beautifully and comfortably. No, we're all struggling. I believe ICE need to be deporting every single undocumented illegal alien, because they're all criminals. If you come into this country illegally, that means you committed a crime. Deportation needs to happen. If I illegally go into Mexico, I could face 8 years in a Mexican prison. These people don't understand that. They want handouts and welfare. This guy is struggling.
Stop assaulting me, ma'am. Ma'am, you're assaulting me.
Trump 2028. Trump, you're emperor.
Me.
God bless.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
How many of you guys know the Kendrick Lamar dance? The one that goes, Kendrick Lamar dance.
Guantanamo you go. To Guantanamo you go. To the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the ocean water.
Good first, fight back! Good first, fight back! Good first, fight back! Good first, fight back! They say good back, we say fight back! Good first, fight back!
These sheets! What do we want? When do we want it? So what do we want? When do we want it? And if we don't get it,
I do miss the days when we were out with the PBs over in Washington, D.C. when we were like, whose streets? Our streets.
we don't get it! We don't get it!
And they saying, hands off of my job. That's what I don't understand, the nonsense what they science making.
Oh, look, we got an image of the Statue of Liberty. There was a couple of weeks ago when there was a French politician, that parliament member or such, a French politician that was calling for America to send back the Statue of Liberty. What the? Yeah, it looks like I'd rather be woke than broke. Well, newsflash: if you're woke, you are broke.
Put up signs or like do something.
Oh, look, we have Abraham Lincoln is there.
Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey.
Thank you all for coming. This is the end of the march. This is the end of the march. Thank you all for coming. Please disperse towards the sides. This is the end of the march.
All right. Oh, that was. Oops. Make sure this.
Joining us now is Josh Hama, senior editor at.
There we go.
I have a question for you guys. What you think, if you want to tell me, what you think about President Trump? I have my opinion. I want to hear from you guys. What opinion do you have? How much support we can give him? What we can do to help him to make the America great? See, like in my mind, he's always that project that would make the America great and help President Trump to really fulfill his dream. You know, so I want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any idea what we can do to help Mr. Trump?
Well, Dad, you've got two great ideas with the Retirees Project and your homeless building project, the Homeless Farms project.
Well, my project with the retirees has also have something to connect with the homeless people. If we can develop the retirees project at the same time, we will develop the homeless farm, because that's what they need. They need a decent place where they can sustain themselves.
Absolutely. And that's some great ideas. And for everybody else who has ideas how we can make America great again, be sure to post that in the chat and in the comments as well. So thanks for commenting Unapologetic American. It's almost like it's an organized event. And yes, you are absolutely right. This was a very organized event. If you go to indivisible.org, you'll be able to see all of the events that are being organized in your local area. And that's how I found out about tomorrow's protest at Cocoa. There's also another protest, Tesla takedown protest, that's going to be coming up this Saturday over in Claremont. So these are all local events that I will be going and bringing you guys coverage from on the ground. And tomorrow I'll be joined by both my father and Adam Francisco rocking their MAGA hats. So you guys know when I go on the ground, I'm neutral and everything, because I do try to talk to both sides and to get everybody's perspective. I'm not there to be debating them, but we will fact check them when we're here. And so those are the local events. But Unapologetic American, you're absolutely right. These are very organized protests. Maybe they're going to be the new BLM. We'll see what happens with those funds.
So that's great, Tara. We see what's going to happen tomorrow. We're not going only to, to see the protests, but we want to show everybody what's going on in America.
Also, it's good to be showing up in patriotic gear, pro Trump gear and everything, because you don't want to. In a sense, a Trump's approval ratings has actually gone up, but these demonstrations look huge. When I was in New York City, it was tens of thousands of people that were marching against Trump. And so all the media coverage is going to be showing how America is against Donald Trump, but we all know that's not the case.
Yeah. Well, don't forget that some of the people have been paid to be over there, and the others saw the opportunity to have a good time too, because any protest, is fun.
I mean, I do quite enjoy myself, so that's why that's my beat. Probably in the next upcoming weeks, we're going to be trying to participate in any of the local events that we can get to. I did hear Tim Pool talking about how the next huge nationwide organized one is going to be on April 19th. So I'll intend to bring you coverage from one of those events. Maybe I'll go over to DC. We'll see if another out-of-state trip will be possible at the time. But Dad and I also do cover like fun events where there's our local hometown of Oviedo, Florida is going to have 100 years celebration. So we're going to be at that. We're going to be showing our Trump spirit while celebrating fireworks and a drone show and everything. So and you can see in our channel that we were covering the St. Patty's Day Festival and also a taste of Oviedo. So we do hit up some like fun events that are not protests, but we mix it up for you guys.
Yeah, the 100 years anniversary of Oviedo would be very interesting. The thing is, I live here 30 years, and I love here in Oviedo. It's a nice place, so...
Ooh, so Unapologetic American is saying how BLM is going to be coming back to defend Carmel Anthony. So the case is gaining traction, and that'll be 2020 all over again. I mean, it's interesting because like usually the year after the election year is supposed to be the quiet time when it comes to politics. So Trump already started acting as a president as soon as he became the president-elect. But this is actually supposed to be a quiet year, so we can only imagine what this summer is going to be looking like, and let alone the midterm elections next year.
Well, the time going fast, so we have to also prepare that the next president after Mr. Trump gonna be DJ Vance. He's a good vice president. He's gonna make a good president also.
Oh yeah, I liked how he handled the meeting when the president of Ukraine came into the Oval Office. I think that Vance and Trump are a really good team.
He's a very good outspoken person, and he presents himself. He's gonna be like President Trump.
Matthew, yes, at the end of the day, none of these people support each other. I mean, you could just see how they turned on Tesla and electric vehicles. Supposed to be, they're the climate change activists on the liberal leftist side, but yet they are protesting a company that has done nothing but try to help the environment with the use of electric vehicles. So now we are seeing them kind of like eating themselves, especially when they were posting a what's it called? They were doxing themselves. They're posting a list of Tesla owners and encouraging violence against these individuals. Some of the footage was crazy when people would just go up to random vehicles, block them in, and then punch the person who's driving, who's probably a liberal leftist, or I mean, who's to say? I mean, I drive a Prius, so everyone was saying, "What? You don't drive like this big American truck? You're so like patriotic." I'm like, "No, I drive a little Prius. It's good on gas."
One thing, the people can protest against Tesla, but don't forget, Tesla gonna make better and better cars. And when you're gonna go buy a car, you're gonna always choose the best car, okay? And Tesla gonna make the best cars in the world.
Oh, actually, we went and test drove a Tesla. I got to post that footage. It did, it did feel like I was driving an iPad, in my opinion, but it was an interesting experience. So I'll be sure I'm going to edit and post that footage of us test driving as a family the Tesla.
But they're coming with better and better models. Okay, the latest model, what they show is Model Q, Y, so. It will come up good, especially we cannot wait when we're going to go to space. I'm not really familiar what we're going to do on Mars, but I know all the benefits. If we can bring some asteroids from the space, America gets very benefit of it. There's going to be big money bringing asteroids from the space.
Plus, also the type of technology that's being developed in the process of sending us out to space. And again, shout out to Elon Musk for bringing those astronauts back that Biden just left up there with no regard. Even though Elon Musk had offered his help months ago to be during Biden's administration, he had offered his help to bring those astronauts home, but he just decided to leave them up there. And thank God Elon Musk brought them down.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, I'm going to bring up, let's switch gears and talk about some Polish news. So I'm going to bring up a article that I found with U.S. pulling troops from Poland hub in key shipping arms to Ukraine. Let's see what's going on. Okay.
Well, there is a rumor that United States pulling out some troops, but they just relocating to another places, which is a better strategy for Poland. They're not pulling any soldiers from Poland. That's not true. Some try to make a scare Poland because Poland is really, really like the Americans in Poland. So
hence why we got the Polish-American Brotherhood.
Yeah.
All right,
I hope you guys supporting us on the Polish-American Brotherhood. I wish more Polish people from America join us, and support Tara with this.
Well, they'll be coming around. They'll be coming around. We took quite a nice long break, but we're back now for all the fun and excitement of 2025. All right, let's dive into this one. Let's see.
Well, if you know there is like 20 million Polish people in America, so that's a huge amount, especially if we can vote for Mr. Trump or now for Polish President Karol Nawrocki. So it's very good for Poland and America that American military is there, At this time, America don't want to get involved, don't want to send any soldiers to Ukraine because Ukraine have to fight for themselves. And of course, the problem it is that United States sent like 350 billion, and President Ukraine says, "Oh, I didn't see the money." Well, you didn't have to see the money. We know how much America sent the money, and now you have to pay off the money, which is natural resources. Ukraine is very rich in natural resources, especially with the unearthed minerals, which United States needs for building the batteries.
Yeah, and it's actually quite smart to have the minerals deal, because if you have Americans that are there, Putin's not going to go in. Otherwise, he starts the war with us. So that's a real good way of approaching things, and it's a good act of diplomacy, which, if the previous administration had acted that way, or if Trump was in office, the war in Ukraine would not have happened, the war in Israel would not have happened, because it didn't happen under Trump's watch, and under his watch it's going to end. Okay, so we're going to dive into this article, Dad. Let's see what they are saying. This is an article from The Hill. U.S. pulling troops from Poland hub key in shipping arms to Ukraine. The U.S. military will pull its forces and equipment from the southeastern Polish logistics hub that is key in shipping weapons into Ukraine, a move a senior defense official claimed would save tens of millions of dollars. U.S. Army Europe Africa head General Christopher Donahue on Monday announced the planned repositioning of the command's personnel from
Yashanka.
From Zhezhanga to other sites in the country. So they're not pulling them out, they're just repositioning them, as you were saying, which permanently stations about 10,000 U.S. troops. So we have a strong Polish-American alliance that is further strengthening under President Trump. In a statement, the command said the transition is part of the broader strategy to optimize U.S. military operations and comes after months of assessment and planning in coordination with Poland and NATO allies. After 3 years in Zhezhanga, this is an opportunity to right-size our footprint and save American taxpayers tens of millions of dollars per year, Donahue said in the statement. U.S. forces established a temporary presence in Zhezhanga in 2022 after Russia invaded Ukraine, igniting a bloody war that has stretched on for more than 3 years. Zhezhanga, though not a permanent Polish military base, has been a key hub for getting weapons into Ukraine as it is close to the border. Poland's defense minister in January said up to 95% of the military assistance to Ukraine moves through Zhezhanga. While the U.S. military will no longer have a lead role at Zhezhanga, the command stressed that the important work of facilitating military aid to Ukraine via Zhezhanga will continue under Polish and NATO leadership. All right, Dad, what do you think of NATO?
What I think about NATO? Mm-hmm. NATO is very necessary to protect Europe from very powerful Russia. Russia still is very powerful, even Ukraine beat the shit out of them. Don't forget that it's the biggest country and it has a lot of money coming from natural resources. So without NATO, Europe would be very vulnerable to the Russian, and you know that whoever have most money, they are in charge of everything. So NATO is very, and the latest one, you know that since Putin invaded Ukraine, Sweden and Finland joined NATO. So we're getting bigger. And I don't think soon the Ukraine is going to join the NATO, but there is still more countries in Europe which would like to join the NATO.
What do you think about because President Trump has been very anti-NATO? Why do you think that is?
This is not true. The problem it is with the NATO that European country supposed to donate 2% of the money they getting. What do you call that?
GPD. Gross national, gross domestic product.
And Poland started donating 5, while Germany didn't even try to donate 1%.
Yeah, so it sounds like his
that's the
main
problem.
issue.
Now everybody have to donate since Putin getting stronger, and Mr. Trump says, if you don't donate, we're not going to protect you. So either you give the money to the NATO or else, And now they're thinking that they want to raise $800 billion to make themselves stronger so...
It sounds like President Trump is just very consistent about making others pay their fair share, because it's been U.S. that's been fronting a lot of NATO's actions, a lot of the tariffs and everything. So President Trump is very consistent with making the world pay its fair share so that America doesn't continue to be ripped off.
Yeah. The United States is the most money donating to NATO, and President Trump liked Poland because they doing 5%, not only 2%. So Poland was first saying, hey, everybody have to get equal share to make Europe stronger. And those things what happening in European Parliament is sad. And they talking about they call praworządność, which I don't know exactly how to translate to English, but it's a very big hypocrisy, because those people in the European Parliament, they've been receiving money from Russia through Morocco or another country, and they've been actually doing the business for Putin. And they caught them, and hopefully they're going to be punished for it.
Pamela Rose is asking, does Poland have a trade deal with America? Like, how are the tariffs affecting Poland? Even though a lot of the European countries, since they're a bloc, they act together. But do you know anything about Poland's, the effects on Poland?
Well, the number one trade for Poland is Germany, and United States is number 2. But we're not going to be hit so hard like maybe the other countries. With the tariffs, thanks God we have President Trump.
I'm going to go ahead and pull up another article that I just found. We will discover it together. Let's see. So American tariffs could hurt the U.S. more than Poland, asserts Foreign Minister Sikorski. Polish Foreign Minister
Radosław Sikorski, he's the biggest what you call the trader. He doesn't like America. Him and his wife criticized Trump. He says that Mr. Trump, our president, is an agent of Russia. He works with Putin, which was lie about it, and he didn't even apologize for it.
Ooh, so that's what... So giving you guys a little bit background as to what kind of bias this article is going to be coming from. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Polish Foreign Prime Minister Sikorski commented on TVP Info regarding the recent changes in the U.S. trade policy, stating that while the new tariffs may impact Poland, they will likely have a greater effect on the United States. The trade conflict could negatively affect Poland, but it will hurt the U.S. more, observed Polish Foreign Minister during the interview, commenting on the recent shifts in the U.S. trade policy. In a conversation with Alexandra you're going to have to help me.
Alexandra Pawlicka-Sikorski. That's his wife. Even if she's American, she was very in criticized of President Trump.
So in a conversation with her, she acknowledged that the 20% tariffs imposed on Europe by the Trump administration could be painful for Europeans, including the Poles. However, contrary to what might seem obvious, the greater challenge could be for the United States itself. Polish companies will be the ones paying these tariffs, emphasized Sikorski. He argued that in the end, the changes implemented by Washington may turn out to be more painful for the United States. Okay, are you guys explaining why, or are you just saying it's going to be more painful for the U.S.?
One thing what I want to say in Poland that we don't have a vice president, and the most to say it is prime minister, and prime minister is pro-German, and he's not doing anything for Poland. He's just doing whatever the German is telling him. And looks like even if we have a president have not that much to say, and that's not right. We should have a vice president, and which we vote for the president, and the president should be number one who have the most to say, not the prime minister.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like this article is actually saying much. It's just saying it's going to hurt the U.S. more than it hurts Poland, but doesn't elaborate into the reasons why. So that explains the bias that Dad was talking about. Because it's interesting when you ask a person why, especially in the street interviews, seldomly can they even list the reasons why. It just goes on emotion.
Yeah. So what we have to do now, the next step, if the election when our candidate for the president, America gonna get more involved and hopefully gonna remove that bad Prime Minister Tusk. Probably they're gonna send him to Germany because he has a big protection from Germans. And we can create, we already actually create union between England, United States and Poland. And also was involved Ukraine, but the other countries also are involved, and they call treaties, So that's what our goal is to achieve if the Karol Nawrocki gonna win, and removal of the prime minister. That's gonna be the next step too.
Yes, exactly. Pamela, exactly. Trump loves America like I do. He's the only candidate that supported the Republic and the Constitution. He's determined to keep American values. Exactly. All right, guys, let's go. We're going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's stream. Please join us in the future. Sorry, I'm so sick. That's why we canceled the other evening. Be sure you join us in our future streams. Snooks, thanks for dropping my Cash App. The channel is not monetized. That's why you don't see the ability to do super chats yet. So please continue to watch. Like, the metric that we have to hit in order to be remonetized is 3,000 watch hours. So with hitting that metric, we'll be able to be remonetized. It got demonetized because of our inactivity. But yes, so we got to hit 3,000 hours, then the channel can be remonetized and super chats will then be re-enabled. And with that, Dad, do you have any closing words for tonight's broadcast?
Yeah, thank you guys for being with us and supporting us. We very appreciate this, okay? And we're gonna keep talking about Poland and United States, about President Trump, supporting him, and we're gonna always talk about Elon Musk because he doing good for America, and we don't believe in those crazy guys who going and protest about Elon Musk, because he's the greatest guy, okay? And thank you very much.
So look forward to, we're going to be live streaming tomorrow's protest over in Cocoa Beach of the Tesla takedown, which is happening over at Wawa, I believe. So the protest is going to be from 5 to 7 tomorrow evening, Eastern time. We're in Florida. And so be sure to join in and watch us live and watch the action unfold and see Dad be be in his typical pro-MAGA hat, and let's see how he interacts with the other boomers that are anti-Trump. And again, thanks for joining us here at the Polish American Brotherhood.
We love you guys.